Hey friends, before we dive into today's episode, I've got something exciting to share. I'm hosting a special Black Friday giveaway, and you could be one of 3 lucky winners. Here's how you enter. 1, rate the Beyond Bloated podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts and send me a screenshot for 1 entry each. 2, leave a written review on Apple Podcasts and get 2 whole entries. And 3, share the podcast on your Instagram stories, tag me at beyond.bloated, and you'll get 2 more entries. What am I giving away? Well, first place will score a $100 Whole Foods gift card, a 1-hour virtual grocery assistant session with yours truly, my optimal gut health grocery guide, and a recorded masterclass on mastering ingredient labels. Second place will get a $25 Whole Foods gift card, the grocery guide, and the masterclass recording. And third place will grab the grocery guide and the masterclass. The giveaway ends on November 27th, and winners will be announced on November 28th. So don't miss out. Head to the link in the show notes and submit your screenshots to enter. Good luck and happy shopping. Welcome to the Beyond Bloated podcast. I'm Carly, a certified health coach helping women ditch their bloat without having to follow super strict and stressful protocols. As someone who's struggled with all sorts of digestive issues for over 5 years, I know exactly how you're feeling. I also know that there's a way to feel better, and it doesn't have to involve tons of expensive supplements and insanely restrictive diets. Join me as I share all of my bloat-busting wisdom to help you say goodbye to that bloated belly and regain your confidence. It's time for you to move beyond bloated. Do any of you love grocery shopping? I absolutely love grocery shopping. I don't think this was the case my whole life, but ever since I've become the healthy girl that I am, I could literally spend all day inside of a Whole Foods. When I travel, one of my favorite things to do is go to the grocery store in a different province or country and see what they got. I'm actually going on a trip in December to Arizona, and I've already mapped out what health food stores I'm going to hit while I'm there because I need to try the food. I need to see what do they have in Arizona that I can't get here in BC, and that thrills me. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe you're like, hell yeah, I also love grocery shopping. And if you don't love grocery shopping, maybe it's because it's overwhelming. You're like, oh my God, I have so many sensitivities. I don't know what's triggering my bloating or other digestive symptoms. I don't know what to buy. In that case, I can completely understand why you would not love grocery shopping. Whether you love grocery shopping or not so much, I have an exciting giveaway coming up. So you may have heard about it already. I did announce it a few days ago, but I'm going to tell you about it right here, right now. So Black Friday is coming up. You're probably getting hit with all of these emails about this deal and that deal, which is great. We love a good deal. But what we love more than a good deal? Free shit. So I am hosting a giveaway, the Beyond Bloated podcast Black Friday giveaway. Quite the mouthful. Since you are already listening to this podcast, this is going to be super easy for you to enter and win. So there are 3 different ways that you can enter, and you can enter all 3 ways, and that'll increase your odds of winning. So option number 1, the Beyond Bloated podcast, the one you are listening to right this second on either Spotify or Apple Podcasts, most likely. You're going to go into that app, and you're going to give this podcast a star rating. That's it. Then you take a screenshot to prove that you did it, and then you're going to submit that on my giveaway website, which I'm going to link in the show notes down below for you. And you can do that for both platforms and get 1 entry for each. So a star rating on Spotify, a star rating on Apple Podcasts, that'll get you 2 entries. Option 2, leave a written review on Apple Podcasts. And you're going to have to submit a screenshot of that as well to prove that you did it. And that's going to get you 2 entries. So if you do all of those things, you'll have 4 entries. The third and final way to enter is to share the podcast on your Instagram story and tag at beyond.bloated, which is me, and that will also get you 2 entries. So for this way of entering, you can share like a favorite episode, you can just share the podcast in general, a screenshot of the podcast, a screenshot of you listening to the podcast, a link to the podcast, whatever it is, just mention the Beyond Bloated podcast, share something about it in your story, and tag my account. If you have a public account, I'll see the tag and I'll add your 2 entries. Easy peasy. If you have a private account, you're going to need to screenshot your story and submit that as well. So to recap, you can earn 6 entries into this contest by rating the Beyond Bloated podcast on Spotify, a star rating. Also a star rating on Apple Podcasts. That'll get you 2 entries. Leaving a written review on Apple Podcasts will get you an additional 2 entries. So now you have 4. And sharing the podcast on your Instagram story and tagging my account at beyond.bloated will get you another 2 for a total of 6 entries. Now you're probably like, what are these entries for? What am I winning? Obviously, that's the best part. I'm going to have 3 winners, which is super cool because that increases your odds of winning even more. So the first place winner is going to win a $100 gift card to Whole Foods, a 1-hour virtual grocery assistant session with yours truly. So I will either go to the grocery store with you virtually, so via video chat, and help you pick out your groceries for the week, or we'll do a screen share session where I will help you pick out your groceries online. So if you want to shop online and have them delivered to you, I'll help you do that. So your choice. But either way, for 1 hour, I'm going to help you pick out your groceries. And this will be very tailored to you, your likes, dislikes, sensitivities, what you got going on at the moment. So that's very cool. It's like having a gut health coach in your grocery cart. That's what I'm calling that. And you'll also win the Optimal Gut Health Grocery Guide, which is a guide that I put together to help you grocery shop. So it includes a list of ingredients that you might want to limit, a list of ingredients that are actual possible carcinogens that they put in our food, and most importantly, a list of foods that you want to include plenty of in your diet to help boost gut health and improve your symptoms. And then at the end of that, I give a sample grocery list so you understand how to put all this into effect and grocery shop effectively on your own. And finally, you'll also win a recorded masterclass that I recorded on mastering ingredient lists for optimal gut health. So in this 40-minute masterclass, I talk about things like how to decipher an ingredient label. Companies are very tricky and they like to pretend that their food is healthy when it is absolutely not. So this masterclass is going to help you see through their bullshit so that you are able to make healthy choices at the grocery store and not fall for their tricks. So all of that is going to the first place winner. The second place winner is going to get a $25 gift card to Whole Foods, the Optimal Gut Health Grocery Guide, and the recorded masterclass. And then the third place winner is going to get the grocery guide and the masterclass. So lots of prizes going out there, and you can start entering right now because I have launched this. The winner is going to be announced on November 28th, and I'll contact them via email, and I'll also share it on my Instagram stories. So to enter, head to beyondbloated.com/giveaway. In there, you can drop all of your screenshots for all the ways to enter. You just got to do it one time, one upload, just put them all in there, and I'll count up your entries, and then you're in. That's it. Now, in the meantime, I'm still going to help you grocery shop. So today's episode, we are focusing on creating a bloat-free grocery list for gut-friendly meals. I personally don't love cooking, but I love eating well. So I am trying to be in the kitchen for as little time as possible, but I want my meals to be nutritious and not cause me to bloat. So today I'm going to tell you how to make that happen in case you also aren't that big of a fan of cooking. So before we go to the grocery store, we want to do a little pre-planning. We want to understand what we need to pick up at the grocery store so that we're not overwhelmed and just throwing all this random shit in the grocery cart. Then we get home and then we're like, what am I supposed to make with this? I just picked out healthy things, but there was no rhyme or reason to it, and now I don't know how to make a meal out of this. So I'm going to break down the 4 categories of food things that you should be picking up at the grocery store to make meals for the week. So no matter what meal you're eating, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, I recommend that you incorporate these 4 components to your meal. And that way you will keep your blood sugar balanced. You'll feel full for longer, so you won't be reaching for cookies midway through the day. And you'll, of course, be improving your gut health, feeding those good gut bacteria, and in the process, helping reduce bloat and other digestive symptoms. So the big boy of the meal, the hot topic everyone is talking about, is protein. But we don't want just any protein. We want high quality protein. And this is going to help keep us satiated and also build muscle. Protein takes longer to digest than carbs and fats, so it slows down the release of hunger hormones, and that's going to help keep your appetite in check and prevent overeating. And that is a reason why people become bloated and uncomfortable, is because they ate too much or they're frequently snacking throughout the day. So we want to include a good source of protein at every meal. If you eat animal protein, a good rule of thumb is like the size of your palm is considered a serving size. So if you're eating like a chicken breast, the size of your palm, that's a serving size of protein. Now, if that's not enough, have more. There's no law. You can do whatever you want. But if you're like, I don't know how much protein I should be eating, start with the palm of your hand size and then see how you feel. So when you're grocery shopping, I would pick out maybe 2 protein sources for the week. So that could be chicken, turkey, salmon, eggs. Plant-based options would be tofu and tempeh. If you eat red meat, 100% grass-fed beef is great. If you are going to get tofu or tempeh, make sure they are organic because soy products are GMO unless stated otherwise. It is important to get high-quality meat. Think of it this way. If the animal is treated poorly, that animal is releasing stress hormones, and that is going to impact the meat that you are eating, and you're bringing that into your body. Also, if it's not organic, they could be injected with steroids, antibiotics, and again, you are eating that. So I do recommend, if you can afford it, to get like organic, grass-fed, high-quality meat. It is worth it, in my opinion. And that's another reason why this Whole Foods gift card could come in handy. $100 at Whole Foods will get you some top quality meat for sure. The second part of our meal that we're going to be shopping for is the healthy fats. So this is going to help with hormone regulation and obviously gut health. So hormones are made from fats and rely on them for proper function. Healthy fats provide the building blocks needed to produce hormones like estrogen, testosterone, and cortisol. And these regulate everything from our stress response to reproductive health. I know fats kind of had a bad rap a few years ago. I don't know, they don't really have that as much now, but people used to think eating fat would make you fat. That is 100% not true. We need to eat healthy fats. They support balanced hormone levels, and they reduce symptoms related to hormonal imbalances like mood swings, fatigue, and gut issues like bloating. They are also similar to protein, where they are highly satiating. They will help keep you full and satisfied after meals for longer than if you were to not include them in the meal. And again, this is going to prevent overeating, snacking all day, which then will lead to bloating and discomfort. On top of helping balancing hormones and supporting gut health, healthy fats also reduce inflammation and enhance nutrient absorption. So if you are low in some sort of vitamin, like vitamin D, for example, that is a fat-soluble vitamin, eating healthy fats will help you better absorb that vitamin. So another reason to include your healthy fats in your diet. I like to think of healthy fats as like a staple item. They're not really something that I buy on a weekly basis. It's more like when I run out of it, I replace it. So for example, oils like olive oil and coconut oil are great oils to cook in, even avocado oil. These are healthy fats. And again, like I'm not running out and buying a tub of coconut oil every week because it lasts quite a while, but I have them on hand always. And I cook with those, I bake with those. That's one way to get it into your diet. Chia seeds and walnuts and other types of nuts and seeds. These are also things that I just keep on hand. So I go to Costco, I buy a bag of chia seeds. When it runs out, I buy more. I have a cupboard with like nuts in jars. So I have walnuts. And then when those run out, I replace them. And these are things you can add to like salad. If you like chia pudding, that's a delicious breakfast. Add some protein powder in there. So these are things that I wouldn't say you necessarily need to buy every single week, but they're great to have on hand. So if you don't have any in the house, you could add that to your list. One healthy fat that I do buy regularly is avocado. Love avocado. I eat avocado toast. I put it in bowls that I make on sandwiches. Avocado is super versatile and a great healthy fat. Our third meal component that we're shopping for are carbs. Yes, carbs are healthy and we need them in the diet. Not all carbs are healthy, don't get me wrong, but specifically healthy carbs are a vital energy source and they're easy on the digestive system. When we consume carbs, it breaks down into glucose. And this is the main fuel source for our cells. So unlike protein and fats, carbs are converted into energy more quickly, making them ideal for keeping energy levels stable and preventing fatigue. That's why when you don't feel satiated and you're kind of like drowsy, you don't feel good, you crave sugar and sweets because your body is searching for that energy source, but it's searching for it in the wrong way. So we need to make these balanced meals so that we feel full, we feel energized, and we don't have those cravings. Certain carbs also contain prebiotic fibers, like oats, bananas, and certain root vegetables. And these are the fibers that feed our good gut bugs. So if we have probiotics, we take probiotics, we eat probiotic-rich foods, but we're not eating these prebiotic-rich foods, those bacteria have nothing to feed on, and they're just going to die. So if you're eating probiotic-rich foods or taking a probiotic supplement, you also need to eat the healthy carbs that are going to feed those. So that's another reason why you should be eating carbs. Don't skip your carbs. You need them for energy and to support a healthy microbiome. Another hot tip about carbs, certain carbs like rice, oats, and potatoes become easier to digest when they are cooked. And in some cases, when you cook them and then you allow them to cool, those create a resistant starch, which feeds your beneficial gut bacteria. So, like for example, sweet potato. You cook sweet potato, then you leave it to cool. That is now a resistant starch, and that's going to really benefit your gut microbiome. So when we're going to the grocery store, I have certain carbs that I like to keep on hand, kind of like the healthy fats. So things like oats, I buy gluten-free certified sprouted oats that are also organic. And this is because sprouted means they are easier to digest. I buy gluten-free because I have a gluten sensitivity, and oats are generally produced and grown in the same area as wheat. So it might not bother you if you have a light sensitivity or you aren't sensitive, but just to be safe, I buy gluten-free and I buy organic because if they're not organic, they are probably sprayed with glyphosate, which is a Roundup weed killer chemical that destroys our microbiome. So oats, yeah, they're a little complicated, but I go to Costco and they have like organic sprouted gluten-free oats. So super easy there. Quinoa is another one that I buy organic from Costco, and I just have it on hand. When I run out, I buy more. And same with rice. So I get organic rice. You can also get sprouted rice, which would make it even easier to digest. I don't have that, but I kind of want to buy it. So if you see sprouted organic rice, jasmine's a great one, brown rice. It really doesn't matter too much, but those are all things that I just have on hand, and I pair those with a lot of my meals. Things that I might pick up weekly would be sweet potatoes or bananas, root vegetables. These are healthy carbs that, they're not going to stay good forever. So I replace those. I don't buy them every single week, but like, for example, this week I was making protein banana pancakes for breakfast. So I got some bananas. And I do usually have sweet potatoes on hand because I eat them weekly. I really like them. Very good for your microbiome. And also super versatile. I make sweet potato brownies, and I swear to you, those are the best brownies I've ever had in my entire life. The sweet potato does something to them that makes them so good. So yeah, look up sweet potato brownies. I do have a recipe on my Instagram page for those. Highly recommend. Give those a go. The fourth and final piece of our puzzle are veggies. So fiber-rich veggies are key for digestion, but they can sometimes cause bloating if you eat them raw or if you significantly increase your fiber intake all of a sudden. Like if you hardly eat any vegetables and then tomorrow you're like, I'm going to eat all the vegetables at every meal. Your body may not like that. You do need to build up slowly your fiber. So I do recommend aiming for like 25 to 35, maybe 40 grams of fiber per day, but build up to it slowly. If you're at like 2 right now, don't go to 40. That's not going to be good for you. One of the key reasons why we want to add fiber, aka veggies, into our diet at every meal is because fiber from vegetables helps add bulk to our stool. So this is going to promote regular bowel movements and prevent constipation, which, as we know, is a main cause of bloating. If you are not pooping at least once a day, you're going to be bloated because you are constipated. And, of course, fiber is a prebiotic. So as I just mentioned, the prebiotic is what feeds the good gut bacteria. So by eating our veggies, we're supporting our microbiome, and that's going to reduce inflammation, optimize nutrient absorption, support immune health, and eliminate bloating. What you may not know is that there are actually 2 different types of fiber. So when we say fiber, that's just like a blanket term, but there are soluble and insoluble sources of fiber. Soluble fiber is found in veggies like carrots and squash, and this dissolves in water and forms a gel-like substance that's gentle on digestion. Whereas insoluble fiber, which is found in cruciferous veggies like broccoli and cabbage, leafy greens, things like that, is less easily broken down and can sometimes cause bloating or gas, especially if eaten raw. So it is very common for people to eat cauliflower or broccoli and be super bloated. That used to be me. I used to not be able to eat cauliflower without bloating up like a balloon and being excessively gassy. So if that is also you, I would first recommend cooking it. Raw veggies are harder to digest for the body, period. It's just harder for the body to break down. It uses more energy. And if you have a damaged gut, it's going to be even harder. So that means these raw veggies often spend more time in the digestive tract, and that's where gut bacteria ferment them, and that is what releases the gas and causes bloating. Vegetables with thick skin, like kale and Brussels sprouts, are especially likely to cause bloating when raw. I would just recommend, if you have gut issues, period, bloating, gas, diarrhea, constipation, whatever it is, hey everyone, Carly here. If you are tired of feeling bloated and uncomfortable, which I know you are, I have something that can really help. My free ultimate guide to bloat busting. I've been there myself, and I know how frustrating it is to try super restrictive diets and expensive supplements without getting results. If those methods were going to work, they would have worked by now. That's why I created this guide to offer you a different approach. In the ultimate guide to bloat busting, you'll learn techniques to listen to your body and eat with intention, avoiding overeating and choosing foods that truly benefit you, tips for proper hydration to support digestion and reduce bloating, a guide to delicious foods that promote a healthy gut and how to easily incorporate them into your meals, and effective methods to manage stress, which plays a huge role in gut health. These simple, practical strategies can make a big difference in your daily life, helping you feel lighter, more energized, and comfortable in your own skin. Ready to ditch the bloat without strict diets or costly supplements? Download your free copy today at beyondbloated.com/ultimate-guide and start your journey to a bloat-free life. Now, let's get back to it. You have an impaired digestive system, and it likely does not have the ability to break down raw vegetables very well. So I would just recommend cooking your vegetables. That is the safest bet, and they taste really good roasted, especially this time of year. Another great way to eat your veggies this time of year is to blend or puree them and then make a soup. This can aid digestion by reducing the work that your digestive system has to do. So similar to cooking them. I would say the scale is like raw vegetables are the hardest to digest. Then we've got like roasted, sauteed, steamed vegetables, much easier. And then we got soup, blended, cooked veggies, perfect. So depending on how rough your digestive system is at the moment, you might want to go with soups and then, upgrade to cooked veggies. I'm not saying you can never eat raw veggies ever again. I eat raw veggies still, but I eat them way less than I used to. In the winter, I don't really eat raw veggies. Our bodies really like warming foods this time of year. So soups, roasted veggies, all the warm things, teas, that is what your body really wants this time of year. When spring and summer hit, you can try a little bit more of the raw veggies, but for this time of year, just cook them. Now, when we're shopping for veggies, I highly, highly, highly recommend you buy seasonal local produce. I actually get a organic produce box every other week, and these come from local organic farmers. So I know it was grown nearby, so it wasn't sitting on an airplane for days. It's fresh, it's organic, so it wasn't sprayed with any pesticides or whatever other garbage they put on their crops these days. And it's seasonal, because seasonal veggies are what our bodies want at that time of year. I did make an episode way back when on 8 reasons why you should eat seasonally. So I will link that here, so I'm not going to ramble on about it for too long. But buying seasonal, organic, local produce is your best bet. Look for produce box if you're interested in that. If you're like, I don't want a full produce box, that's cool. You can go to a local farmer's market, even at the grocery store. Like when I go to my grocery store, they'll have Brussels sprouts. Right now they have Brussels sprouts and it says BC grown. I know that those are local. I know that those are in season. And I try to get organic. You don't always have to get organic, but do your best. My kind of rule is if it's on the Dirty Dozen list, I definitely go for organic. If it's not as much of a priority for me. But if it's there and it's affordable, I'll get organic. It's better to have it than to not. And then cook the shit out of your veggies, especially this time of year. So those are the 4 components of every meal: protein, healthy fat, healthy carbs, and veggies. If you have those 4 things at all of your meals, you're going to be feeling so good. If you have no idea how to make meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with these ingredients, I'll give you some ideas. So, breakfast. A protein-rich smoothie with plant-based protein powder, chia seeds, spinach, and a small handful of berries. Boom, we hit all the categories. Another option. Eggs cooked in ghee with avocado toast, gluten-free. I use gluten-free toast. And you sprinkle some hemp hearts on top of there, maybe some greens. I like to use sprouts, like broccoli sprouts. That's one of my favorite meals, actually, for breakfast. For lunch, I love to make a good bowl. So you get a base of quinoa or rice, some sort of healthy carb. You add a protein, so that could be grilled chicken, maybe some grass-fed beef, whatever you want in there. Then you add your roasted veggies. Right now, I'm really digging roasted Brussels sprouts and carrots. So you throw those on there. Then you can add in some avocado if you want. You can add some nuts, seeds. You can add sweet potato, roasted sweet potato. And then you can make a dressing. So you can make like an olive oil lemon dressing. I also buy from the store like barbecue sauce sweetened with dates. You don't have to make everything from scratch. So these are super versatile because you can switch out the protein, the veggies, the healthy carb, and then it's a different meal every week. For dinner, honestly, you could make another bowl. I make a lot of bowls. But if you want something different, you could do baked salmon with roasted zucchini, sweet potato, a little drizzle of a tahini dressing, which is super easy to make yourself, by the way. Or you could do a stir fry. So if you are plant-based, you could do organic tofu, maybe some bok choy, some carrots, cooked jasmine rice. Just mix it all together in your little wok. Then it's all cooked and ready to go. These are also really good things to make in advance, make lots of, and then store for later. So you don't have to make a meal every single day, 3 times a day. And if you're like me and you like a little sweet treat after dinner, one of my favorites is honestly just dark chocolate. I used to be a milk chocolate girl. Now I'm a big dark chocolate fan. The darker, the better. I try to get minimum 70% cacao, but 80-85% is what I prefer. And I get like ones with almonds in it or sea salt, spice it up a little bit. It's almost December. And to me, that is mint chocolate season. So you bet I'm going out there and I am buying mint dark chocolate to have after dinner. You could also make a coconut yogurt bowl with some fruit, maybe a little almond butter, some chocolate chippies in there, or make some baked goods. As I mentioned, sweet potato brownies are so good. I'm also still digging pumpkin bread. I put chocolate chips in pumpkin bread. If you don't, that's fine, but I argue with my boyfriend about this all the time. Chocolate chips belong in pumpkin and banana bread, okay? It's so much better with them in there. So those are some meal ideas for you. I mean, very brief, obviously, but just to get your mind going of how can I incorporate those 4 components, protein, healthy fat, healthy carb, and veggies in my meals. My Optimal Gut Health Grocery Guide does provide you with a sample grocery list, so that could also help. And I also provide you with a list of ingredients to look for at the grocery store, because these are going to help you improve your gut health, and a list of things that you want to maybe watch out for. And I also put explanations as to why. We're not just saying, avoid this because I said so. There's legit scientific evidence as to why these ingredients are damaging the microbiome and why they should be avoided. So don't forget to enter the Black Friday giveaway. As I said, it's going to close November 27th at midnight because I'm drawing the winner on November 28th. If you're listening to this podcast right now, just go rate it right now. Take a screenshot and you already have an entry. Super simple. And then you got the ball rolling. Someone's taken home a $100 Whole Food gift card, a 1-hour personal grocery shopping session with me, my Optimal Gut Health Grocery Guide, and a 40-minute recorded masterclass on mastering ingredient lists for optimal gut health. And that person could very well be you. So head to beyondbloated.com/giveaway, drop your screenshots, get your entries, and I can't wait to announce the winner coming up. Good luck, and I will talk to you next week. Thank you for listening to the Beyond Bloated podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to subscribe and leave a review. And don't forget to share this podcast with your fellow gut goddesses. If you'd like to chat about today's episode, send me a DM on Instagram at beyond.bloated. Until next time, bye!